The Discovery in the Void commander Elena Vasquez stared at the scanner readings, her dark eyes reflecting the green glow of the display. The bridge of the UES Explorer hummed quietly around her, a small research vessel on the edge of known space. They were 3 weeks into what should have been a routine mineral survey mission in the Void sector, but nothing about this discovery felt routine. "Captain, I'm reading massive energy signatures from Grid 77, reported Dr. Marcus Chun from the science station. His fingers danced across the holographic controls, pulling up 3-dimensional maps of the sector. The readings are off the charts, but there's nothing supposed to be out there. Elena pushed a strand of her black hair behind her ear, a habit she developed during her 15 years in space. The Void sector was supposed to be empty, just dead space between the spiral arms of the galaxy. It was the perfect place for humanity to conduct research without interference from the Galactic Federation. "Lieutenant Cross, take us to those coordinates," Elena ordered. Sarah Cross, her weapons officer, nodded and began plotting a course. Sarah was young but skilled, one of the few humans who had shown real aptitude for the Federation's advanced technology. The Explorer moved through space at sublight speed, its engines creating a soft vibration that Elena could feel in her bones. As they approached the coordinates, she felt a strange sensation in her chest, like her heart was beating in rhythm with something vast and powerful. "Captain," Dr. Chun's voice carried a note of excitement. "I'm detecting a massive object. It's been cloaked, but our sensors are starting to penetrate the barrier." On the main screen, space seemed to shimmer and bend. Then, like a ghost becoming solid, a massive shape appeared before them. Elena's breath caught in her throat. It was a warship, but unlike anything she had ever seen. The vessel was enormous, easily 10 times the size of their research ship, with lines that seemed both elegant and terrifying. "My God," Sarah whispered. "What is that thing?" The ship's hull was a deep metallic gray, covered in symbols that looked familiar yet strange. As Elena studied the markings, she realized with shock that they were human letters, but written in a style she didn't recognize. "Dr. Chun, can you read those markings?" Elena asked. Marcus adjusted his scanner and enhanced the image. "The symbols are definitely human script, but they're using an alphabet variant I've never seen. I can make out some words. UES Prometheus. That's a human designation." Elena felt her heart racing. That's impossible. Human ships don't use cloaking technology, and we've never built anything that size. "Captain," Sarah said from her station, "I'm reading power signatures from that ship. It's not dead. Something's still running inside." Elena made a decision that would change everything. "Prepare a boarding party. We're going to investigate." First contact with the past 2 hours later, Elena found herself in an airlock, wearing a full environmental suit. With her were Dr. Chun and Sarah, along with 2 security officers. The docking had been surprisingly easy. The alien ship had actually extended docking ports to meet them, as if it was welcoming them aboard. "Atmospheric readings are normal," Dr. Chun reported. "Oxygen, nitrogen, standard human mix. It's like this ship was designed for us." They entered a corridor that was clearly built for human-sized beings. The walls were lined with what looked like advanced displays, but they were dark and inactive. Emergency lighting cast long shadows as they made their way deeper into the ship. "The design is definitely human," Sarah observed, running her hand along the smooth walls. "But the materials are unlike anything I've ever seen. This metal feels warm, almost alive." Elena noticed something else. The ship felt familiar, like walking through a half-remembered dream. As they approached what appeared to be the main bridge, she found herself knowing which direction to go without looking at the ship's layout. The bridge was vast, with stations arranged in a circular pattern around a central command platform. But what caught Elena's attention was the figure standing at the center of the bridge. It was tall and humanoid, but clearly artificial, with smooth features and eyes that glowed with soft blue light. "Welcome aboard the UES Prometheus," the figure said in perfect English. "I am APEX, the ship's artificial intelligence. I have been waiting for humans to return for a very long time." Elena's team raised their weapons, but she held up a hand to stop them. "How long have you been waiting?" "According to my chronometer, it has been 2,347 years since the last human crew left this ship," Apex replied. "Though I suspect you would not recognize the humans who built me." Dr. Chun stepped forward, his scientific curiosity overcoming his caution. "That's impossible. Human civilization has only been in space for 200 years. Apex's expression shifted slightly, what might have been sadness on a human face. "I am afraid the history, you know, is not complete. Your species has been in space far longer than you believe. The humans who built this ship ruled a quarter of the galaxy before the Great Suppression." Elena felt the deck beneath her feet vibrate slightly as systems throughout the ship began to activate. Lights came on in sequence, and the bridge stations began to display information in languages she couldn't read. "The Great Suppression?" she asked. "A war that your species has forgotten," Apex explained. "The Galactic Federation, as you know. It now was once called the Coalition of Concerned Species. They determined that humanity's technological advancement was too rapid, too dangerous. They orchestrated a systematic destruction of human civilization." The main display screen activated, showing images of massive space battles. Elena saw human ships fighting against the combined fleets of dozens of alien species. But these weren't the small, simple vessels that humans use today. These were massive warships with weapons that seemed to bend reality itself. They destroyed your worlds, scattered your populations, and used advanced memory manipulation to erase your history. Apex continued. What they couldn't erase, they buried in places like this, hoping it would never be found. Sarah was studying the tactical displays. "Captain, these weapon systems are incredible. I've never seen anything like them." Elena looked at the images of burning human worlds, of families fleeing in small ships, of the systematic destruction of everything her species had built. "Why are you telling us this?" "Because the same forces that destroyed your civilization before are moving again," Apex said. "They have been watching humanity's current expansion, and they are beginning to fear that you might remember what you once were." Dr. Chun was recording everything on his scanner. "APEX, what was this ship's purpose?" "The Prometheus was designed as the ultimate expression of human technology," Apex replied. "It was built in the final years of the war, when your ancestors realized they could not win through conventional means. This ship can manipulate matter at the quantum level, bend space and time, and exists partially outside normal reality." Elena felt a chill run down her spine. "What do you mean, exists partially outside normal reality?" Apex gestured to the walls around them. "The ship exists in multiple dimensions simultaneously. It can phase through solid matter, appear in multiple locations at once, and its weapons can strike targets across vast distances instantly. Your ancestors called it their last hope. The ship's systems continued to activate around them." Elena could feel the power building, like standing next to a massive generator. "Apex, we need to be careful. If the Federation detects this ship—" "They already have," Apex interrupted. "The activation sequence has sent energy signatures throughout this sector. They will send ships to investigate." Sarah checked her scanner. "Captain, I'm detecting multiple hyperspace signatures. Ships are approaching our position." Elena looked at the tactical display. 6 Federation cruisers were dropping out of hyperspace, their weapons already charging. "How long until they arrive?" 18 minutes, Sarah replied. Elena made a decision. That would change the course of human history. APEX, can this ship defend itself? Commander Vasquez, Apex said, the Prometheus was built to fight entire fleets. 6 cruisers are not a significant threat. But if we fight them, if we use this ship's weapons, the entire galaxy will know that humans have this technology, Dr. Chun said. Elena looked at the images still playing on the main screen, showing the destruction of human civilization. Her ancestors had been giants among the stars, and their descendants had been reduced to begging for scraps from the same aliens who had destroyed them. APEX, if we activate this ship's full capabilities, what happens next? The galaxy will remember why they feared humanity, Apex replied. And they will try to destroy you again. But this time, you will be ready. Elena felt the weight of her species' future on her shoulders. Outside, 6 Federation warships were approaching with weapons ready to destroy them. Behind her, the most powerful ship ever built by human hands was waiting for her command. Captain, Sarah said urgently, they're hailing us. Elena looked at her crew, at the ancient AI that had waited over 2,000 years for this moment, and at the tactical display showing the approaching enemy ships. Put them through. The main screen shifted to show an alien face, one of the reptilian saurians who served as the Federation's enforcers. Human vessel, you are in violation of galactic law. Surrender immediately or face destruction. Elena stood up straighter, feeling the power of the ship around her. This is Commander Elena Vasquez of the United Earthship Prometheus. We are conducting lawful research in unclaimed space. The Saurian's expression didn't change. The vessel you have activated is forbidden technology. By order of the Galactic Council, it must be destroyed. Elena felt anger rising in her chest. Forbidden by whom? This is human technology, built by human hands. Primitive humans have no right to weapons of mass destruction, the alien replied. You will surrender or be eliminated. Elena looked at Apex, who nodded slightly. She looked at her crew, who were watching her with a mixture of fear and determination. She thought about the billions of humans throughout the galaxy who had been told they were a young, weak species, when in truth, they were the descendants of giants. Apex, she said quietly, show them what humans are capable of. The ship around them came alive with power. Elena felt it in her bones, in her blood, in the very air she breathed. The Prometheus was awakening, and with it, the true might of humanity. Warning shots only, Elena commanded. I want them to know we're not helpless anymore. On the main screen, the Federation ships suddenly stopped as their sensors detected the massive energy buildup. Elena smiled grimly. The age of human submission was about to end. The ghost ship had awakened, and with it, humanity's true destiny among the stars. Asterisk, the Prometheus reveals its might. Bridge of the Prometheus hummed with power as Apex prepared to demonstrate humanity's forgotten strength. Elena felt the ship's systems responding to her thoughts, as if the ancient vessel was reading her intentions and preparing to act on them. Captain, Sarah reported, her voice tight with excitement. The ship's weapons are unlike anything in our database. I'm seeing quantum disruptors, reality anchors, and something called a causality inverter. Elena didn't understand the technical terms, but she could feel the raw power building around them. The Federation ships were holding their position, probably confused by the energy readings they were detecting. APEX, explain what we're about to do, Elena commanded. The AI's holographic form gestured toward the main display. The Prometheus is equipped with precision weapons that can disable enemy vessels without destroying them. However, Commander, once we reveal our capabilities, there will be no hiding what humanity truly is. Dr. Chun looked up from his scanner. Elena, the energy readings are extraordinary. This ship is generating more power than a small star. How is that possible? Your ancestors learned to harness the quantum foam that exists between dimensions, Apex explained. The Prometheus draws power from the very fabric of space itself. It is, in essence, a mobile reality manipulation platform. Elena felt a chill run down her spine. Reality manipulation? The ship can alter the fundamental laws of physics in a localized area. Apex continued. It can make matter disappear, reverse time in small pockets, and even create temporary pocket dimensions. Your ancestors built it as the ultimate expression of human scientific achievement. The Federation ships began moving into attack formation. Elena could see their weapons charging, bright points of light along their hulls. They're preparing to fire, Sarah announced. Elena made her decision. A PEX disable their weapon systems. Show them what human technology can do, but don't destroy them. The Prometheus responded instantly. A wave of energy emanated from the ship, invisible to the naked eye, but devastating in its precision. Elena watched on the tactical display as the energy wave reached the Federation ships and passed through their hulls like they were made of paper. Immediately, the lights on the alien vessels began to dim. Their weapons powered down, their engines shut off, and their communication systems went silent. 6 of the Federation's most advanced warships had been reduced to floating debris in the space of seconds. What did you do to them? Dr. Chun asked, staring at the display in amazement. I disrupted the quantum bonds in their power cores, Apex replied. The ships are intact, but they cannot generate power for approximately 6 hours. Their crews are unharmed. Elena felt a surge of pride and fear. Pride in what her species had once accomplished, and fear of what this revelation would mean for humanity's future. Are they able to communicate? Their emergency systems are still functional, Apex confirmed. They can send distress signals, but they cannot move or fight. Sarah was studying the tactical displays. Captain, I'm detecting multiple hyperspace signatures. More ships are coming. Elena's heart sank. How many? Dozens. It looks like they're mobilizing everything in this sector. Elena realized that the Federation's response was swift and overwhelming. They weren't just sending ships to investigate. They were sending a fleet to destroy what they had found. Apex, how many ships can the Prometheus handle? The ship was designed to fight entire star systems, Apex replied. But Commander, using its full capabilities, would reveal technology that the galaxy has spent millennia trying to forget. The political consequences would be severe. Elena looked at the approaching fleet markers on the tactical display. She thought about the billions of humans throughout the galaxy who had been told they were a weak, primitive species. She thought about the worlds that had been destroyed, the civilizations that had been erased from history. What political consequences? She asked. They've already decided to destroy us. Dr. Chun stepped forward. Elena, we need to think about this carefully. If we reveal this technology, we could start a war that spreads across the entire galaxy. The war never ended, Elena replied, her voice hard. They just convinced us we had lost. The true battle begins. The Federation reinforcements arrived with overwhelming force. Elena counted 47 ships, including several massive dreadnoughts that dwarf even the Prometheus. The fleet spread out in a complex formation, clearly designed to prevent any ship from escaping. Unknown human vessel. Came a new voice over the communication system. This time it was a crystalline, one of the silicon-based species that served as the Federation's diplomatic corps. You are in possession of Forbiden's technology. Surrender immediately or face total destruction. Elena stood up from the captain's chair, feeling the power of the ship flowing through her. This is Commander Elena Vasquez of the United Earthship Prometheus. We are humans in human space, using human technology. We have broken no laws. The technology you possess was banned by unanimous galactic treaty. the crystalline replied. No species may possess reality-altering weapons. This is for the safety of all civilized worlds. Elena laughed bitterly. Civilized worlds? You destroyed our civilization. You scattered our people and erased our history. And now you want to lecture us about safety? The communication went silent for a moment. Then the crystalline spoke again, its voice colder than before. The humans of the past were a threat to galactic stability. Their technology was too dangerous to be allowed to exist. The current human population has been carefully managed to prevent the same mistakes from being repeated. Elena felt rage building in her chest. Managed? You mean enslaved. Guided, the crystalline corrected. Humans have been given a safe, productive role in galactic society. You should be grateful for the Federation's protection. Elena looked around the bridge at her crew. Sarah was angry, her hands clenched into fists. Dr. Chun looked horrified as he realized the implications of what they were hearing. Even the security officers looked disgusted. Apex, Elena said quietly. Show me what this ship can really do. The AI's expression became almost human in its intensity. Commander, the Prometheus has capabilities that would terrify the galaxy. Are you certain you want to escalate this conflict? Elena thought about her daughter back on Earth, growing up in a world where humans begged for scraps from species that had once feared them. She thought about the human colonies that lived under constant Federation oversight, never knowing their true heritage. They're going to destroy us anyway, she said. At least this way, humanity will know what we're capable of. Apex nodded. Very well. Activating full combat protocols. The change in the ship was immediate and dramatic. Elena felt the deck beneath her feet become warm, almost alive. The walls began to glow with soft blue light, and the air itself seemed to thicken with power. Warning, Apex announced. All hands prepare for reality distortion. The ship is shifting into combat configuration. Elena watched in amazement as the bridge began to change around them. The walls became transparent, giving them a perfect view of space in all directions. The command stations flowed like liquid, reshaping themselves into forms that seemed to respond to their thoughts. Captain, Sarah said, her voice filled with wonder. I can feel the ship's weapons. It's like they're part of me. Elena understood. The Prometheus wasn't just a ship. It was a living extension of human will, designed to amplify their natural abilities and give them the power to reshape reality itself. The Federation fleet is charging weapons, Dr. Chon reported. They're preparing to fire everything they have. Elena felt the ship's systems responding to her emotions. Her anger at the Federation's betrayal, her determination to protect humanity, her hope for a better future. The Prometheus was reading her thoughts and preparing to act on them. APEX, I want them to understand what they're facing, Elena said. Show them the true power of humanity. The Federation fleet fired first. Hundreds of energy beams, plasma torpedoes, and quantum missiles streaked toward the Prometheus. Elena watched them approach, feeling strangely calm. Then the Prometheus responded. The galaxy learns to fear. The ship's defense systems activated with devastating precision. Elena watched as the incoming weapons fire simply vanished, not destroyed, but erased from existence. The energy beams became nothing. The missiles ceased to be. Impossible, Dr. Chon whispered. They're not being blocked or deflected. They're just ... gone. The ship exists partially outside normal space-time, Apex explained. Conventional weapons cannot harm what does not fully exist in their dimensional framework. Elena felt the ship's offensive systems coming online. She could sense the quantum disruptors, the reality anchors, the causality inverters. But more than that, she could feel the ship's intent to protect not just her crew, but all of humanity. Sarah, Can you target their command ships? Elena asked. Sarah's eyes were glowing with the same blue light as a PEX. Captain, I can target anything in this star system. The ship's weapons don't follow normal rules of physics. Elena made her decision. Disable their flagship. Non-lethal, but make it clear what we're capable of. The Prometheus fired a single beam of silver light. It struck the Federation flagship, a massive dreadnought that had been leading the attack. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the ship began to change. Elena watched in fascination as the dreadnought's hull began to flow like liquid metal. The ship's weapons merged back into the hull, becoming smooth and harmless. The engines reshaped themselves into decorative sculptures. In the space of minutes, the most powerful warship in the Federation fleet had been transformed into a work of art. What did you do? Dr. Chon asked. I convinced the ship's matter to rearrange itself, Sarah replied, her voice distant. The crew is unharmed, but their ship is now incapable of violence. The Federation fleet stopped firing. Elena could imagine the panic on their bridges as they tried to understand what they had just witnessed. Their most advanced weapon had been neutralized without being destroyed, transformed by technology that shouldn't exist. Unknown human vessel, the crystalline's voice came over the communication system, but now it carried a note of fear. We demand to know how you accomplished this. Elena smiled grimly. We remembered who we are. She opened a channel to the entire Federation fleet. This is Commander Elena Vasquez of the United Earth ship Prometheus. You came here to destroy us because you feared what humanity might become. But you're too late. We already remember what we were. The tactical display showed the Federation ships beginning to retreat, but Elena knew it was too late for that. The secret was out. The galaxy would soon know that humans possessed technology that could reshape reality itself. Pay PEX can you send? A message to Earth? Elena asked, double quotes, yes, Commander. The ship's quantum communication system can reach anywhere in the galaxy instantly. Elena thought about Admiral Thompson, about the Earth Defense Force, about the billions of humans who had been living a lie for their entire lives. Send a message to Admiral Thompson. Tell him it's time for humanity to reclaim our place in the galaxy. The price of truth as the Federation fleet continued to retreat, Elena realized that she had just changed the course of galactic history. The news of humanity's true capabilities would spread throughout the galaxy within hours. Every alien species would have to reconsider their relationship with humans. Some would seek alliance. Others would call for immediate war. Captain, Dr. Chon said, we need to prepare for the consequences of what we've done. Elena nodded. APEX, are there other ships like the Prometheus? Yes, Commander. Your ancestors hid dozens of vessels and installations throughout the galaxy. They are all equipped with quantum communication systems and have been waiting for this moment. Elena felt a surge of hope. Can you contact them? Already done. The entire network is coming online. Within hours, humanity will have access to technology that surpasses anything currently known to galactic civilization. Sarah looked up from her station. Captain, I'm detecting massive hyperspace signatures. Something big is coming. Elena looked. At the tactical display, the Federation fleet had been joined by ships from dozens of other species. The galaxy was mobilizing against humanity, just as they had over 2,000 years ago. They're forming a coalition, Elena realized. They're going to try to destroy us again. Yes, Apex agreed, but this time humanity will be ready. The age of human submission is over. Elena looked out at the stars, knowing that her species was about to face its greatest challenge. They had the technology to win, but did they have the wisdom to use it properly? The power to reshape reality was intoxicating, but it came with enormous responsibility. APEX. What did my ancestors learn about power? Elena asked. They learned that power without wisdom leads to destruction. Apex replied. But they also learned that wisdom without power leads to extinction. The key is finding the balance. Elena felt the weight of her species' future on her shoulders. The galaxy was about to learn that humanity was no longer the weak, primitive species they had been told about. The descendants of the greatest civilization in galactic history were remembering their strength, but with that strength came a choice. Humanity could use their power to dominate the galaxy, as some species might expect. Or they could use it to build something better, something that honored both their ancestors' achievements and their own moral growth. The battle for humanity's future was about to begin, and this time they would not be caught unprepared. Elena stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, feeling the power of the ship flowing through her, knowing that she held the fate of 2 trillion humans in her hands. The galaxy had sought to keep humanity weak and ignorant. Now they would learn the price of that deception. The most powerful warship ever built by human hands was no longer hidden in the void. It was awake, it was angry, and it was ready to remind the galaxy why they had once feared the name of humanity. The age of human power had begun again. Asterisk.